Hi, I'm Doug Reeves with frequently asked questions from San Bernardino educators about effective grading practices. This question is about the zero. Why should we avoid zeros, the questioner says. If they don't do the work, they shouldn't get any credit. And I totally understand that. So it's not the zero that I'm against. It is rather the mathematically inaccurate zero. I would also argue that a lot of work that we don't turn in may be due to factors beyond the student's control. Some of your students go home to two-parent intact families that check homework and put your notes from the teacher on the refrigerator door, and God bless them for doing that. But some of your students go home to chaos or go home to places that are not exactly conducive to getting a lot of homework done. So before we get all judgmental about that, let's say, are there other things we could do, like in-class practice, that would have a higher probability of having work handed in than simply sending it home? But even given all that, I know that some of you have told me that you've got students who still just don't do it. So when you've given them every opportunity, you've tried to provide a great environment to get work done, and they still don't do it, I'm okay with giving a zero, if and only if the zero is accurate. And the way to make the zero accurate is on a 4-point scale, where A is a 4, B is a 3, C is a 2, D is a 1, F is a 0. Now think of it this way. If you're stuck in the old 100-point system, which has only been used for the 20th century of the last 4 centuries of public education, so it's really not the way we've always done it, it's just the way we more recently did it, then 90 is an A, 80 is a B, 70 is a C, 60 is a D, but not turning work in is a 0. And I know some of you have told me, Doug, not turning work in is really serious, there ought to be a penalty. I would agree, but it's not accurate to say not turning work in is 6 times worse than doing it wretchedly and getting a D. Think of it this way. If we went back to the old-fashioned system, the way for most of our public education history grades have been awarded, A is a 4, B is a 3, C is a 2, D is a 1, what do you think they should get if they don't turn work in? I'll bet you're thinking a 0. And I bet you're not thinking, well, wait a minute, Doug, if A is a 4, B is a 3, C is a 2, D is a 1, but if they don't turn work in, they should get a -6. Because after all, not turning work in is 6 times worse than a D. That didn't even occur to anybody, friends. And so all I'm suggesting is, if you gotta give a 0, make it accurate. And the way to do that is to rescale your grades from 4 to 0, A, B, C, D, F. Then at least the 0 is accurate. Thanks for listening.